akalemewa, akatoa fimbo nje ya ndoa, na hivyo ndivyo aliji. Situation ungeuka triki, kwa hivyo usiniweke kamba kwa shingo.
Kise chako olo wache ite ichako nyise kaka ndalo kalimise hangato budedo gichako bayo kite yatima yo monego bed mana buti yatima mite epitome of beauty kasto hera bedo duty hete bedo guilty adotia hero kiti we achwani tumnya titi get signature e treaty nyasa chel nyaka treaty ruoth mondo riti imondo gono riti amondo gone oroto hero loka kurutu hero loka mabus ni baby chwada busu kasto lonyo naga soksi mongewa kwa masexy kawa mielo pressure boxy kasto next apesi kasto losom sosi ekwa chako gossip nyacheko mako ich so soon atiso ko disoga costume B7 just touch postin negiseka weregi Austin yo.
Nitakupa dunia uitawale mama we, funua bahari juma ninaelea, nimejifia kwako we, ukamilishe uzima wangu, ukamilishe na nyumba yangu, ukawe amani ya moyo wangu. Najua kwako ni mtoto tu, jina lako nishachora tatu, shanificha kiatu, wajua baby vile I love you. Najua kwako ni mtoto tu, jina lako nishachora tatu, shanificha kiatu, wajua tena vile.
Sijakam showbiz na issues, nimekam showbiz na issues. So ukidharau staff yangu kaa tishu, baada ya haja kubwa ndio utajua ni issue. Spoken word ni ndogo but ina uzito kubwa. Si ulimi ndogo tu kusema neno kubwa, kwa nyumba ndogo na dirisha kubwa, milango ndogo na vipuli kubwa, sisi wadogo hatukaribiwa kubwa, tu watchman pale na rungu ndogo ndio analinda mali ya thamani kubwa. Ni aje kuni ndogo ndio inawasha moto kubwa, kupika dish ndogo kwa pan kubwa, sasa ipataje tumbo ndogo hizo zenye njaa kubwa, mara ndogo na minyoni kubwa zaidi anakonda, na jamaa kijikondesha na alcohol ndogo, beza spirits kubwa, akili ndogo kutoka kwa ubongo kubwa, miwani ndogo kwa mbele ya macho kubwa, vision kiti ndogo ikaliwa na makalio kubwa, sayansi ndogo, experiments ndio kubwa, kwa area ndogo hiyo pressure kwao ni kubwa, joketo ndogo zina expose makubwa, kasura ndogo ni ana dent kubwa, ni kaa kiraka ndogo imeshonwa na uzi kubwa, kwa nguo ya mtoto mdogo na matusi kubwa, chin kidogo pigo na mshangao kubwa, juu ni nani mdogo akukuita wewe mkubwa, sura ndogo na smiles kubwa, rinda ndogo kwa hizo mwili kubwa, so na mistari kidogo tu ndani ya baa kubwa, kwa ndogo side meza Guinness kubwa, na lips ndogo kwa Sprite kubwa, sinimage ndogo na task kubwa, aibu ndogo ndogo zikichoma picha kubwa juu, kaplea kadogo kakifunga goal kubwa, ndio kadem kadogo kanabeba ball kubwa.
it. Kasto wijako di kone boyfriend barua. Ati the step. Time magala gala. Kubulus. Zero mama nyamanya. Kubulus. Eni kongongi njaga njaga. Kubulus. Hey bebe welte. Kubulus. Hey musipa welte. Kubulus. Hey donga welte. Kubulus. Yatina buju buju nyatini fanta. Yatini nakon nyatini fanta. Yatina buju buju nyatini fanta. Yatini nakon nyatini fanta. Yatina buju buju nyatini fanta. Yatini nakon nyatini fanta. Namano yo, niriduto imayo kombe.
Tinda goji, the technology moology, biology double saboro penology, Pythagoras theorem, Pythagoras theorem, pastia fast sem naromo gidem, manyaka dem, to unquote Adam, amoso madam, bakwayo madam number, madam, nependi, onyagiziru sependi, nikoni wako selfie, ningi ngamonda tagi, kwani atagi, kiki bloka, kidwa tiki moji, kiki duoka, kikutio owoji, ayaye nyaloka, poda onge mtoka, Nyasaye pod rego moka Wangisano mos Bed mos Tertikio chikni onyos Werikni Ibora do nyo gi stones Angeno ki Ugo nyoli gi silver spoon Bati nyalo kendo Bimba soon Jogi koro woyo Jogi koro bongo Jogi koro loso
Let's appreciate them again. Tuwapigie makofi tena. Iko kazi nzuri ambao wanafanya. Luo culture. Wow. Wapi makofi tena one more time. We can do better. This is poetry performance after lunch brought to you courtesy of Kenya Cultural Center incorporating the Kenya National Theatre. Yes, karibu sana kiongozi.
Asante sana Simiu. Watu wa Kisumu hamjambo. I know Swahili is not our mouth, but watu wa Kisumu, how are you? Hi, okay. Yeah, we are very happy to be here as Kenya Cultural Center, and being the host and coordinators of poetry and performance after lunch, we thought it wise to extend this program outside Nairobi. And we have been partnering with Kisumu artists, and I think this is a very important partnership, and we need to move on with it because we have realized most of our artists, especially in the mitaa, don't have serious platforms that they can express their talent through. And so we want to thank Kisumu artists for organizing this important event and so that we can showcase and enjoy our various talents from the mitaa. I'm seeing old hands in performance. Watu tulianza nao kitambo. By the way, performance wise I'm a Kisumu guy. Na naona watu pale Collins tumefanya naye Kisumu talent search. Collins salimia watu. Tumetoka mbali brother.
Comrade power. Comrade power.
Yeah, we tried doing something with Collins in talent search in Kisumu. And Collins, if you can remember, kuna jamaa alikuja akaanza kuimba Makmuga. Makmuga. Then Collins left. Yeah, and that's where. Then I see also Bwana Odua. Odua is a serious talent in Kisumu. Tulianza naye mbali pia. And I know now these young people should be growing through your hands. And so when we go back to Nairobi, we are sure nurturing will still continue. Wapi Kolo? Kolo ameenda? Na Bam? Yeah, again, Bam Gikolo, if you remember. If you're old enough to remember Bam Gikolo, then you know where Kisumu has come from. Kolo. Yes, Kolo is also, actually when I landed in Kisumu, the first artist I got was Kolo. And we started doing things together with Kolo. So I'm very happy, and there's some nostalgic feeling that I have when I come back to Kisumu, because I'm seeing people we started working with kitambo sana. Yeah, we did the Fireside, our first event at the Kisumu Cultural Center, and I hope Kolo Fireside bado iko ina. Yes. So we are very happy that you are still doing things. Brayo, when I met Brian simama bwana. When I met Brian was doing marble art. And then after some time he said he can also play the guitar, and I dismissed him. Those days I was the district cultural officer, a very powerful person. When you want to perform for the PC, you have to see me. So I dismissed this young man here. I said, no bwana, we ni marble art, we hakuna performance unajua. But I think he proved me wrong, because he is a serious solo performer and a guitarist. Thank you so much, Brian. So at the Kenya Cultural Center, we have so many other programs, and PAL is just one of them. But somebody might ask, why PAL? PAL is, we realize that the Kenya Cultural Center, as much as we offer space for other artists, we should also have our programs which we run as a center, which are geared towards talent development. And the brains behind that, mtu moja nimekaa na yeye, is my boss. I will invite him later to come and speak around that. He is a serious talent developer. And so we realize that PAL is one such activity which we can use to develop talent of youth. Apart from giving them space for rehearsals and performance, we then needed to go out, because I know there are people who would not be coming to Nairobi. So we wanted to have these satellite PAL centers. And so that is why we are in Kisumu. Very soon we'll be going into other areas as well. But again, it started as poetry after lunch. But as time went by, we realized that we need not only stick to poetry. And on that note then, we have devised a method where now we want to incorporate other performances. And that is why we are changing the name slowly. You can see still PAL stroke performance. Performances after lunch. And that is how then we have the musicians. We are soon incorporating storytelling as well. So storytellers in the house, don't think you're left out. We are working on something so that we have a bigger genre of performances happening around this particular program. On that note then, I worked with my boss. He is a member of the governing council of the Kenya Cultural Center. But the Kenya Cultural Center is a state corporation under the Ministry of Sport, Culture and Heritage. And so it is, the Kenya Cultural Center has a governing council. And one member of the governing council is Professor, he has a long name, but I'll give you the short one, Professor Ngala. Professor Ngala is a professor of music, but also the brain behind performance programs at the Kenya Cultural Center. He has given a lot, and because pali pawazeha paribiki neno, I think that Swahili is right, he has really steered us into serious performance programs which we are developing as a cultural center. And so I want to welcome Professor Ngala also to come and address you people.
Thank you very much. As you've been told, my name is Professor Ngala, but my full name is Professor Frederick Box Johnston Ngagaga. I've been in this field of music for some time now. My brother, this is my 37th year of training, particularly choral music. I'm in the field of choral music, and that I've done for a long time in my life. I believe before you were born. And with that, I was once even the executive chairman of the Permanent Presidential Music Commission, and that is before the first chair of that program. That commission was Professor Washington Omondi, then Dr. Paul Kaviu, then Professor Frederick Ngala speaking, and then somebody Thuku, and right now I think we have Dr. Donald Mutoa. Yes, and I'm very glad, in fact exhilarated, to be with these wonderful artists here today. This is the thing that we have always wanted at the Kenya Cultural Center. Sometimes last year the president appointed a new board of governors, or rather new board of governing council, and we found ourselves there. So what we did at the very beginning was to attempt to come up with new programs. Like the CEO has mentioned, there was a general tendency to just get Kenya Cultural Center to offer performance space. In other words, if you want to do something, you come, you book, and you perform. But we decided, as the programs committee, which I chair, that we are going to come up with new programs, which which the Kenya Cultural Center itself mounts for the artist. And some of them, number one, this one called Poetry After Lunch, which came, I think it was established even before we came. We arrived at the Kenya Cultural Center under the chairmanship, I think, of Nicholas Ulemoipe. But like the CEO has already mentioned, we are moving towards performance after lunch. And this is the way to go. But I also want to tell my people what we have done. We also have music. We will not just do poetry, we are also planning. And in the next festival, we are going to have what? Music. Now, number two, we have graffiti. I'm a teacher by training, so I'm going to ask you a few questions, my brother, to name some of the programs that we have, okay? So number one, it's music. And when I talk about music, I mean specifically three things. Popular music, number one. Choral music, number two. Instrumental music. And we want artists in all these areas to be fed. I want you people in Kisumu to understand one thing. We do not want to develop a certain line or group or category of artists. We want to develop all artists. That is why today we have poetry, but in that poetry, we have also infused other aspects of performing arts. So number one is music. Number two is poetry itself. Number three is graffiti. This is an art which is becoming very popular in Kenya. And earlier on it was not there. But just recently, close to 2 weeks ago, we had a mighty graffiti festival in the same place. And I think Bana Michael's, our CEO, I think the next graffiti festival should be brought to Kisumu so that we can have this. The third, the fourth, we have drama. Traditionally, we have been having lots of drama and things like that. Number five, we have dance. We have seen the young ladies here do a jig. And we want to, this dance again is divided into three major areas, specifically what we call Western dance, what we call African dance, and three, what we call creative dance. Creative dance, in other words, of Western type, of African type, and all that. Then we have fashion arts, that's number six, fashion arts. I'm amazed, I looked at the young ladies here. I don't know whether you noticed something rather strange, but also very African. Ladies, sorry for what I'm about to say, but I looked at some areas around this area. I looked at some area here. And I was just I was fidgeting. I was wondering whether those things are going to drop down. And I was saying, wow, it's a posting. And because the girls were very vigorous in the dances, so I was wondering, give me your name, my brother. What? Moses, I was wondering, boy, Mungu's idea, let it not drop down. Then my brother told me, no, they are artistically designed, okay? And it's really very fashionable. I think the girls are still there, somewhere there. Now, then we have something called number 7, culinary arts. We're talking about the African food and stuff like that. How is it possible for us to develop this as an art and have a competition on both preparing and eating of African Of African food. And this we are planning in a mighty way. Now, these programs I'm talking about, there's another one, number 8. It's called African language. I was very exhilarated this afternoon when I saw young men sing in Luo. Of course, I myself is Luo. I'm very, very, very Luo. I come from Homa Bay myself. But I saw young people sing in Luo. And this is very interesting because there's a way in which people are trying to abandon the tradition of the mother tongue for other things. And this is really very, very, very good. So African language is one of the things we are also coming up with. Then there's something else, we want to document critical African cultures. Documenting critical African cultures. What do I mean? There's some things that the Luos did or practiced, which were very good and they worked for us. There are things which the Abagusi did and it worked for them. We are trying to assemble and record and document these critical, good, call them positive cultures, so that other communities can also imbibe, can take them and practice them. Again, that will help us with what? Bringing Kenyans together. Is there anything that Luos can send to Kalenjins, which Kalenjins can learn from us, and vice versa? So there are lots of programs which we are coming up with. But allow me for a few minutes, my people, to tell you why should you be involved in art, Bwana Moses? Why should you be involved in art? And I want everybody to listen. I know I'm a teacher, so I usually demand attention. Everyone should listen. Why should you involve yourself in art? Number one, it is a means of cohesion, bringing us together. And I'm going to ask you what I've just said. Why do we need art? It brings us what? Together. Number two, there is something in music called the Mozart effect. Mozart. You guys know about Mozart? Mozart is the great classical musician, okay? You know, classical music is the music which came after the Baroque period. And the classical musicians are like Joseph Franz Haydn, people like Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart and stuff. This thing called Mozart effect works like this. It states that anyone who's involved in music or any form of art tend to do very well in sciences and mathematics. And it has been proven at a psychological, through serious research work. Take your children, those who are here who are having children, or those who are here who are still going to school, partake of, engage in musical practices. You are most likely to improve on the mental operations, particularly with respect to sciences and mathematics. It's called what? What did I say? Mozart effect. You can actually look at that and Google it up and you will find what it means. I'm going to number 3. Music is used for releasing stress. So it is very therapeutic in that sense. It's used for releasing stress. Those of you who are very heavily stressed out of many other things tend to engage in music. There are 2 types of stress. Number 1 is called distress, and number 2 is called eustress. Distress is stress caused by something bad, while eustress is something caused by that which is good. Moses, sometimes women get stressed out of good things. A woman whose husband has been promoted to become, call it what, a cabinet secretary. But at the same time, her son has just passed, has gotten the first class honors at the university. But at the same time, she has also got a baby. So now the woman says, now, wow, all these blessings. My husband for a minister. My son for what? For first class honors. And myself for what? Another son. Mommy, that can stress what? Lady seriously. And now, this kind of stress is called what? Eustress. Spelling E-U-S-T-R-E-S-S. Then there's that one called distress, caused by bad things such as the departure of a friend. Are you there? Now, so music is used to release stress. But there's number 4. Music is extremely good when it comes to preserving of our culture. It's an instrument for cultural preservation. Because we practice, like for example, when you see what we have had now, I saw a man called Leroy. There's a young man called Leroy. Here, Kevin Leroy. And there's another one, this young man with a very mellow voice. The voice that pierces the heart of a man. Wow. And both of them are also guitarists. Now, music is therefore a very critical thing. Performance of art can really change. But again, number 5, it's got economic benefits. There are very many ways in which you can make living out of music. 1, performance, and of course charges. 2, recording and selling your DVDs and CDs. And 3, producing music materials and instruments. For example, those who make guitars, those who make rotus, those who make all these instruments, one way or the other, they make a living out of them. Now, so therefore, and I can continue because this is not a lecture on the usefulness, the use of music. I want to urge you in Kisumu that please engage in musical activities. There's a time that whenever we were seen playing guitar, Moses, we were told this is the work of the devil. Nothing around. This thing is now long gone. Because I want to tell you something. The creative economy in America and Japan is one of the things that pushes the gross domestic product in some of these developing countries. in Kenya, we have downplayed this creative economy. Because every time a young lady like this is involved in singing, the mother, the parents, and even the aunties say, you are wasting what? You are wasting time. Look at the activities of Michael Jackson. Look at the activities of Stevie Wonder. The activities of great people like Whitney Houston. Activities of great German writers and authors of music. They have spurred the growth of the
Makoro, yo would Kisumu, jo pedala. Choposa Makoro, yo would Kisumu, don't pedala. Pero conpiro, que lo conpiro, que lo rubo, que nada. So, oh yeah, so, a rendition of a song by Ayubuga. Simba, so a chiafangi isole monole kokozindo. So chie.
A long time ago, my grandfather used to tell me stories of creatures with 3 eyes. Creatures that will roam the land and eat the cattle, eat the fish, eat the insects and eat the birds, eat the people and eat the land. And I asked my grandfather, what is the meaning of this creature that has 3 eyes, that roams over the land and swallows the fish, swallows the land, and swallows the grass, swallows the trees and eats everything that it sees? And my grandfather saying that this particular creature shall live at a time when our generations shall walk around with tablets of light, when love has faded and everything that we do is for likes. And immediately my education came into use. And I remember. Of this creature is what we know as the legislature, which holds all the legislative offices of the land. And the second eye of this creature is what we know as the executive, which holds all the executive offices of the land. Executive suits, executive lifestyles, executive councils, and executive cleaners. And the third eye of this creature is what we know as the judiciary, which holds all the laws and creates all the laws of the land. For when this creature swallows the people, we know it as the Kenya Populations and Services Board. And when this creature swallows the air, we know it as the Air Force, which holds all the rights to the land and the air. This creature that swallows everything is called the government. It's upon us to tame the creature.
Yeah. I ain't your papa though, baba mie. Mapenzi ni kunyoe tu dandie gari ya moshi. Mos twende father, mother, nature ishakubali. Ongeza ladha usimain hali. Neza lose taste, but I never lose taste, but never in haste. Lose wewe. Emotions unazitaka kama money haste kiwewe. Cheza tu kiwewe. Usikue lose car coins na joko noti. I'm just a guy with a plot. Bila ploti, usichochwe na hao maodi. Mapenzi hayana hodi, but usimind tukibishana, kuachana haiko kwa menu. That's food for thought, but I'll be your papa. So hakuna kurudi kwenyu wasikuchoche. Mimi ndio koche, so sita kutake for play. Sapiosexual thoughts ina for play. I'm the audio player. Usichange station, ukichange utasikiza wenye umbea na kuombea. Ukafungue roho, unaweza funga mapua junadai kushuta. Emotions, true love in the air. When you share, holder ama owner. 50 plus 1%, uko rare 1%. Heaven sent, angel ametoka heaven juicy, bada nanukia heaven sent. Center of attraction, you are Queen of Africa. Wazingua kilarika, nda kudrive crazy even though you ain't Africa. Jackpot, wazingua kitarika. Headshot, text zako zimekuwa ngoma, hata nipige screenshot. Hey girl, what's up? Ni text kwenye WhatsApp ati bundles una ndakubaia bamba, umenibamba unanijazz. Jaza feelings zangu ni kama mimi ni mat. Wendo manamba, hope you already have my number. Kwa hali yangu sahi wendo unatamba. Tamba, tujifunze kutama kwa barama pe.
dwari chunya bombi dwaro weri chunya bombi dwaro weri aheri hera hera aheri hera hera aheri hera hera Nikechera chimotama nikechera kechbekaya nikechera pinaga nikechera aheri hera hera aheri hera hera aheri hera hera aheri. I hope you see my face and that you be reminded upon me it isn't over. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you. Don't forget me, I bet I remember you say sometimes it lasts the love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Sometimes it lasts the love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Yeah, nothing compares, no worries or cares, regrets and mistakes, their memories fade. Who would have known how bitter sweet this would taste? Never mind, I'll find someone like you.
I recently established a music studio at Nakuru. Remember, I'm the Dean, School of Education at Kabarak University and Director of Music. And this I've done for some time. So I recently established one. Now, I have an offer for people in Kisumu. Can I say the offer? Yes. Can I say the offer? Yes. If you have 3 items to record, I'll give you one free. Clap for me. I'll give you one free. And also, recording one song is as cheap as 5,000 shillings, but because I'm in Kisumu, I'll reduce it to 4,000 shillings. One item. If you have one song, I'll record it for you at only 4,000 shillings. You'll come with your own transport, but I have another deal. I'll give you free meals as you in the studio. So what have I said? What's the deal? For Kisumu, this one song is how much? This what? 4,000. If there are three items, if you come with 3 items, what happens? One is free. One is absolutely free, which means you'll only pay for 2. Now, we also do serious video recording. And video recording is 10,000, but because of Watu wa Kisumu, I'll do a whole video recording at 7,000 shillings. And in addition, this is what I'll do for you. I'll give you free transport to take you to the recording venues. In other words, I'll give you a vehicle and a driver to take you to the recording venues where you want to record. Now, do I have a deal with Kisumu or not? You have a deal? Yes. And it's a beautiful, beautiful place. My number is 0708 This, I'm doing this because of Michael. Michael, this is because of you.
Yes.
And 0708 15 36 15. 15 36 15, Professor Ngala. 15 36 15. And I need to get a call from you guys immediately, and I'll arrange. And if you have other requests you want me to do, I can still reduce further. For the sake of what? For the sake of Kisumu. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Prof. And so we want to ask the artists in Kisumu to take up this opportunity. But Professor has also insisted that the cultural center must, he's telling me I have no option, must have a recording studio. So yes, very soon we will also have a recording studio at the cultural center, and being a government institution, it will be cheap.
between a parent and a teacher is poor, a child's smile is lost. When there is no peaceful coexistence between children, a child's mind is lost. So let's take the ray of hope and sunshine to a child. When the child smile, when they found. When the child smile, the whole family smile. When the family smile, the whole world smile. So let's make a child smile.